here's what I think. I came up with a structure that we're going to try. Maybe it'll work like every time.
Okay.
So the first part is we go over like the basics of the game. Then I go over the colorful things that the commentators said. Then I ask my questions. And then I go over like something interesting about the players.
Mm.
Then we do our MVP.
Okay.
So this weekend I watched 2 games. And the first one I watched was Timberwolves versus the Lakers. And it was so boring, I fell asleep. I slept through all of quarter 4.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. What do you think the game was particularly bad? Or do you think that like you were particularly tired?
No, I'm not that tired. It was only like 7 p.m. If I started watching this at 8:30, that could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens when I watch things that I'm actually interested in. So,
do we need to do comments?
you have comment?
Well, no. I did want to address, because I know one of our listeners' favorite parts is my mom's text messages. Hi, Susie. But Brian, I don't know if this is interesting, but Brian texted and he especially appreciated Sea to Shining Sea.
Yes, that's going to come up again tonight.
And he liked the speculation on Austin Reeves' injury.
That also, we're going to address both of those things again.
Okay. Brian, stay tuned.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Okay. Yes. So
the
you're
basics.
Right. We should always start
any good comments.
With any good comments.
Yeah. So send those comments.
You could text me personally because you have my WhatsApp.
Yeah. we should get our phone numbers out there. It's not going to be a problem.
It's so true. Because they already have them. Okay. So this game, the Timberwolves versus the Lakers, it's at the Target Center. And tonight the paint was a solid blue, like a classic navy.
Are the Timberwolves one of your teams?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious about this. Because I would not have an answer to how often they change the paint.
Right. And how do they change it?
Good question.
There must be some videos. I'll keep investigating this. Okay, for this broadcast, it was Michael Grady and Jim Peterson, and I guess they were pretty boring. What I've noticed is on these games, they basically do like a previously on the Timberwolves, and then they recap the last game.
Yeah.
And talk about how they did. And I can sum it up. Gobert was a star. That's basically what they said.
Was this the last time the Timberwolves played or the last time they played the Lakers?
I don't know.
Okay. Not important.
Oh, also, this game was on Friday, the 13th.
So,
LeBron James was not playing that night.
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard somewhere on the internet that they were saying that LeBron James, like, he's getting older.
Sure.
And as he starts to, I don't know, like as his performance starts to decline, they were saying that they were speculating that an injury is going to pop up and that he's going to miss a lot of games. And it's what they were saying. It didn't sound like he was going to get an actual injury, but it's something kind of to, I don't know, not phase him out, but like
to rest him, like ostensibly,
or something, because he's not doing great.
Yeah, I haven't watched much this year, but the buzz that I'm hearing is that on offense, he's still very good and he's smarter than everyone.
Okay.
And is able to be really effective, but apparently his defense is kind of god awful, and it's hard to tell whether that's athleticism or that's like an effort or wear and tear on his body.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of the year, there's an interesting thing happening right now because the NBA Cup final was tonight.
Bucks and
the Bucks beat the Thunder.
Wow.
Yeah, which is interesting in and of itself. But the teams that didn't make the tournament, there's like a play-in part, and then you move to single elimination games. So the teams that didn't make the tournament, which is all but like maybe 8 of them, have had like 2 games in 10 days.
Oh,
which is really uncommon. Usually they're like 4-ish, 3-4 games a week, sometimes as much as 5 games a week. So there's a conversation around how good is this for the league, and are people going to come back refreshed and playing better? And I think LeBron James may have missed this game and taken like a week off.
Yeah.
And a week off for him is probably like a ton of work in his body and exercise and stuff, but just to feel good. So anyway, you caught the game that he was not playing it.
Yeah, maybe that's why I fell asleep.
Could be.
The Timberwolves introduced their players with shooting flames into the air. It's like a big deal when
Yeah.
they're like, here comes Anthony Edwards, and then fire goes up. Yeah. Oh, Austin Reeves is back from his pelvic injury. And I wanted to address this because we had talked about this before. And I looked it up on TikTok and found a video. Okay. The commentators were like, Austin Reeves had fallen from a really high place.
Yeah.
And again, I was still thinking like they're messing around in a parking lot. And he's like, guys, watch this. I can jump from this step all the way to the bottom. Watch this. But no, he just fell from his own jumping up to the basket.
Yeah.
That's the high place he fell from. It looks
good Lord.
So horrible.
Yeah, that's not as fun as what we were thinking about. Doesn't that look like a tailbone injury?
Yeah, it definitely is a tailbone injury. When the commentators on this were like recapping it, they said he fell on his tailbone from a really high height. He had an injury with Mr. Floor. I'm like not okay with how they talk.
That's brutal.
Like
meet Mr. Floor.
Ugh. I can't handle. Obviously, I like the color commentary because it is entertaining.
Right.
But they've gone too far. Yeah. It makes me think that like whoever said this is like a grandfather, and some of that like language of when you talk to a toddler has snuck into his everyday vocabulary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then I was going to show you this play. This is just a fun play. Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a fun play.
Because he just shoots it from the corner.
A corner three.
Oh my gosh. Corner three.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's what that's called.
They're thinking about banning those. Because it's the closest shot that's worth 3 points. It's closer than
yeah, but if you can get back there.
I'm with you.
Then you earned it.
Changing the rules is weird too, because people like to compare across eras and like
right. And you can't.
No, not if the rules change. Anyway.
Okay, in this game, the Lakers were playing really poorly. They had 8 turnovers in the first quarter, maybe more. And the end of quarter 1, 16 of the 32 points were scored from turnovers. Yikes. Randall wasn't wearing a shirt under his jersey in this game. So maybe he's like feeling a little more confident with his shoulders.
Yeah. Is that what you think it is?
Maybe it's very cold in Minnesota too. Maybe he's cold.
It is interesting though. Like how many conversations were had for him not to wear a shirt under his jersey? What?
Or any.
Right. I'm just not doing it tonight. Nobody mentions it.
Okay, Gobert dunked during this game, which I really like.
Yeah.
So McDaniels stole the ball and then he scored all the way down the court and they said it's called coast to coast. And I was like, oh my God, this is sea to shining sea.
I cannot believe I didn't think of that.
Right?
When you
said
that.
It like almost coast to coast is sea to shining sea.
Absolutely.
It's the same.
Absolutely.
So now we need to assign that to coast to coast.
Yeah, it does not make as much sense for a 3-pointer, but for actually going,
it does.
Yeah, for actually going from sea to shining sea.
Yes.
It makes perfect sense. I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let's make this a thing.
I'm gonna start using it.
You know what? And now that once our listenership grows,
it's exponential.
It's gonna catch on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I'm on to the part where stupid things the announcer said.
Yeah.
In addition to Mr. Floor. Okay, this is Davis and Randall bully ball, which is a thing, I guess. That's a fun matchup. Seeing these two bigs go at it. I rewinded this like 3 times. Like, did they really just say these two bigs?
Yeah.
They did.
That's a noun in basketball.
It is?
A big.
Stop it.
I won't. Yeah, it's
This is the thing?
Yeah.
It sounds so ridiculous.
The tall guys are called, they call them bigs sometimes. It's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, then explain. The next comment is
do you know what bully ball is?
No.
That's like when a big That's like when a bigger player has a smaller player guarding.
Oh, like anybody in Jokic, it seems.
Sure. Yeah. And then,
That's bully ball?
well, no. What they mean when they say bully ball is that the person just uses their size and strength, usually down near the basket, to just kind of go through the person and score.
That seems like what everybody does, but it's specific to somebody who's big, so just knocking over someone who is smaller.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Using their strength and size to get them out of the way.
There's so much vocabulary. Speaking of vocabulary, penetrating.
Yeah.
They used it there in that clip and then like again trying to penetrate on Edwards. Like it just sounds inappropriate.
Did Edwards shut it off? Did he shut it down?
I don't know.
You don't penetrate on Edwards. He's a really good on-ball defender.
See? Okay, here's my real question from this game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real question. How is a double team different from like a pick and roll? Are they totally different?
Like a double team is like the Eiffel Tower.
That's what I put. It's a real question.
Yeah, they are different. So a pick and roll is like an offensive thing. We talked about it last time.
Yes, we did.
A double team is a defensive thing. So if someone has the ball, you putting two people on them at once is called a double team.
Is that allowed?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then I have some player who I thought was attractive. His name is Gabe Vincent. He plays for the Lakers. He's only 6'2".
Huh.
Both his parents have doctorates in psychology.
Wow.
He has two older brothers. People say that he played well in Miami, but they overwhelmingly on TikTok, they do not like him for the Lakers. They say he does nothing. Okay, then I fell asleep. Now, because this game was so boring, I made up a game for you that we're going to play right now. Mm-hmm. And the most clever name I could come up with, which is not very clever, is Anthony Edwards. Oh. I'm going to read you a quote, and you have to tell me which Anthony Edwards said it. Anthony Edwards, who plays for the Timberwolves.
Is Anthony Edwards the doctor on ER?
Yes.
Nice.
And also Goose from first Top Gun.
Right.
Okay. So who said it?
Okay.
You can't put a limit on my ambition.
Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was spoiled by theater where there is no editor.
That's got to be the actor.
It is.
Yeah.
Good job. You got 2 points. Dunks ain't about points. It's about putting on a show.
I'm going to go with the basketball.
Yes, that's correct. And also, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. To think one film makes a career is ridiculous. It's important to keep perspective and do things other than for money.
I bet that's the actor.
It is. Yeah. You're great at this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still the number one option. Y'all might look at it differently. They've got to fit in around me. That's how I feel.
What if they both said that?
You know what? It's possible.
We don't know that he didn't say it.
We don't know. We haven't recorded everything he's said.
But I bet you're quoting the basketball.
I am. Good job.
5 for 5.
I know. Okay. I didn't start jogging or running until I was 37 years old. It was something that really helped me change my life.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards is like 23.
Yeah.
Or something. So the actor.
You got it. Okay. Last one. Basketball isn't just a game. It's my passion.
The basketball.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You got 100%.
Yeah.
Wow. You're really good at that game.
That last one was a thinker.
Okay. So I watched the Denver versus Clippers game. This was also a Friday the 13th game, and it was in Denver.
Did you get your announcers again?
Yes.
Nice.
Same announcers. Okay. So again, we're going to do the basics, what the announcers said, my questions, and then some things about the players. And then I don't have a game, but I do have, what did Hannah say? That's like a new segment.
Who's Hannah?
Hannah's my friend who is a huge Nuggets fan. Hey, Hannah.
Okay.
Okay. Previously on the Nuggets. So again, I have a segment for this show where I'm going to talk about stupid shit that the announcers say. But listen to what Scott Hastings says during previously on.
Jordy the Hawks ate the birdie num num.
I'm sorry, what? Into what?
Birdie Num Num?
God damn it. It's so dumb.
It's pretty bad.
It's so bad. And again, it makes me wonder, like, does he have a toddler in his life?
Birdie Num Num.
That is something you would say to a toddler. Don't say that when you're talking about a professional basketball game. My notes say, what did I just hear?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, but don't retire because it's so
Yeah.
entertaining.
Keeps you coming back.
Okay, the Nuggets had been off for 4 days and they were talking about how great they were at that Hawks game.
Yep.
Which they were. They're saying that Jokic is realizing that he needs to shoot more since Murray is out, but Jamal Murray is back.
Yes.
I think I read in the paper today, it said that he has plantar fasciitis.
Oh.
Which is tough because he was out with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Okay, so they played the Clippers twice so far this year, and they're going to play 4 times, I guess.
Yep.
They've lost both times.
The Nuggets have lost both times.
Yes. James Harden is on this team. He is called the Beard.
The Beard.
And it makes sense.
Right. It's a big beard.
It's very prominent, very it makes sense.
Yeah.
That he's called the Beard.
He's come up on this podcast before. I didn't say his nickname, but players who like to have the ball a lot. Like he just has the ball a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a leader on their team, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed this the first time I watched a basketball game, the Nuggets game specifically, but the Nuggets coaching staff always starts by getting some sort of moisturizer or hand sanitizer.
Huh.
Somebody comes by and puts something in all their hands and Malone.
Yeah.
He really works it into his hands. And I'm just so curious, what is it?
Yeah.
Why do they need it? What's happening?
So neither of those make a lot of sense. Moisturizer or hand sanitizer.
Right.
At that point.
And then what are the other options of what do you put on your hand?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Seems like an option.
So I'll keep investigating that.
Yeah.
Okay. Tonight in Denver at the Ball Arena, the paint was not painted and I thought it looked pretty chic.
Yeah, that's nice. I
Yeah.
like that. It's old school.
Yeah.
Is Ball a company? The Ball Arena?
Yeah, Ball Aerospace. It's an engineering company.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Confusing. There's someone on the Lakers named Kevin Porter Jr.
Wow.
There's someone on the Nuggets named Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
These two are not related at all,
no.
but they referred to both of them as Porter Jr.
Does the Clippers one play a lot?
He did during this game a little bit.
Okay. That's Kevin. You said Kevin's on the Clippers?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr. is on
the Nuggets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And August had dinner with him last year.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because he was here. And I didn't know what a big deal it was, but Hannah knew. Hannah was like, how did that happen? And I was like, I don't know. Okay, I took a video of an alley-oop. There's not an alley-oop in every game, is there?
Probably not. It's a big buildup to an alley-oop.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best part of basketball. Let's be real. The Nuggets have 11 turnovers in that half. The Nuggets played really well at this game.
Well, didn't they? They played really well in the second half, right? They were a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You read about this game.
Just a little.
Okay, good job. Yeah, they were kind of behind and then they picked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian Brown scored some points at the very last second of the half and he dunked it. And now that's when the Nuggets finally pulled ahead. Good job, Christian.
That's exciting, huh? A basket right before the buzzer goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah.
The ball was kind of not going in after a few people tried. And then Porter came up and dunked it. And what was notable about this is they show the guys on the bench and everybody jumps up and they're so excited.
Yeah.
And it's really endearing to watch, I think.
Yeah. There are some things in basketball that seem to get the bench really, really excited, almost disproportionately.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
And one of them is a bunch of offensive rebounds in a row and then scoring a basket. Offensive rebound is kind of like a hard working thing. And I think people get really excited about we're just working harder than them right now.
It's exciting.
Which is kind of fun.
Towards the end of the game, they had gotten way ahead. And so they put in Hunter Tyson, who I really like Hunter Tyson because he's always super excited to play.
Oh, fun.
He just seems really eager. And
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Then
He doesn't play a lot.
Right. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he plays when they're way ahead. They're nah, we don't need any points anymore.
Right.
Get in there.
You go try.
Same with Jalen Pickett. He has been playing on the G League and he got to play.
Oh, wow.
Then Denver won 120 to 98 points. Boom.
They crushed them in the second half, right? It was
Yeah.
really close, and then they went way ahead.
Yes. And it happens like watching the score on all these games is like sometimes when I watch the game, the score does not align with who I think is ahead or like how different I think the baskets are. Some teams seem to score and I don't notice.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how quickly the points come. Like a flurry of 3-pointers in a couple minutes.
Right.
It's like, whoa, that you just bumped up 15 points or whatever.
Right. And how quickly it can change.
Yeah. There's been conversation about how many like big comebacks there were in the NBA last year. And it's for this reason that like a team will just get hot from 3-pointers and catch up really quickly from a lot of points behind.
Good. Well, I like that when it's my team. Some things that Scott Hastings said in this broadcast and the old bugaboo right there, the pick and roll. And then he mumbled, I couldn't understand it. Bugaboo, every game he uses it incorrectly.
How often can you not understand him? That's really funny.
I rewinded it quite a few times. I have no idea what he said. There is a guy on the Lakers whose last name is Coffee. He did something that was like not great. And Scott Hastings said, decaf on that one.
Oh, man.
So bad.
It can't be in the moment, right? Like he must.
He planned that.
Yeah, he must have been like, "That's funny. I'll say that." And then,
wow. Then he says, "Doing okie dokie around the basket."
Oh, back to your toddler theory.
Yes. Then he says, "Russell Westbrook, Russell with the hustle."
Oh, there's nothing wrong with any of those words.
That's true.
Right?
You're right.
He could have said, Aaron with the hustle.
Yeah, he could have.
It just happened to rhyme. So maybe the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, maybe he was like, "Oh, I'm a poet and I don't know it."
Yeah.
Like it was an accidental poetry. Okay, we'll give him a pass on that one. Then he said, and he said this before, shaken and bacon outside.
Outside. I'm confused by shaken and bacon. Shake and bake has like a little bit of meaning.
Oh.
Where like a shake would be like a stutter kind of move.
Oh.
Like kind of hesitate. And then bake would be like you go buy someone, you like bake them.
Oh.
So shake and bake has some precedent.
Okay.
He didn't invent that. Shaken and bacon and then outside. I would assume he meant like far away from the basket, but still.
That's probably what he meant.
Again, benefit of the doubt.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
So there was a call and the announcers said, and that's got to be traveling. You can't jump up and come down. If you come down, you better not have the basketball.
Right. So it's illegal to be holding the ball.
Uh-huh.
Like standing on the ground holding the ball and jump and then land again. You can't do that to travel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
I thought traveling was like you take 3 steps or more, right? You're allowed to take 2 steps?
You're kind of allowed to take two steps, but they keep track of it by like if both of your feet come off the ground. So like, do you know what pivoting is?
I can imagine.
Like one foot stays.
Yeah.
And the other foot. You can do that as much as you want.
Oh. And hold the ball.
But as soon as your pivot foot is the foot that's stationary.
Yeah.
As soon as you pick that foot up and then put it down again, that's a travel. So if you jump, it's like picking up your stepping foot and your pivot foot at once and then landing, and you can't do that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. They said Jokic with a nifty cut. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, nifty is just the descriptor.
Oh.
It's not like a specific basketball play called the nifty cut. I don't think. But a cut is like kind of a sudden movement toward the basket when you don't have the ball.
Okay.
Not movement's not the right word. Like a sudden like few steps toward the basket.
If you make a move for it.
Right. So
without the ball.
Often when they would describe it as nifty, it might be like if your defender looks away from you for a second and you almost like go behind them and then you're near the hoop open, which is where you want to be.
Okay.
So that's kind of what a cut is, just any move toward the basket, and a nifty cut would be a time where you were able to get open easily or get open with a smart decision.
Okay. When Watson was traded to the Nuggets, along with 2 future second-round picks for JaMychal Green and a 2027 protected first-round draft pick. What?
Yeah, that's a lot.
So like when they trade people, it's not just like, I'll take this guy and you take this guy.
Right.
But there's other people involved. Like I'll take this guy and you can have these 2 guys.
Sure.
And I can have this guy for 3 years.
I don't think that. I don't
Okay.
think I've never heard of a trade where they're like, okay, we're going to give him back in a little while in basketball.
So Watson was traded to the Nuggets along with two other guys,
Well,
two
did that say?
future second round picks.
Yeah. So what that means is that, because when you trade players, one of them might be valued more highly
So
than the other. So
they
try
were
to.
getting rid of JaMychal Green
Yep.
in exchange for Watson and then two future second round picks.
Do you know what that is? So
that's like next year.
Yeah,
They can cash it in. It's like a coupon.
They probably have decided which year it's going to be.
Oh, it says, and a 2027 protected first round draft pick. So they traded JaMychal Green for Watson, two future second round picks, and a 2027 first round pick.
Well, if I'm understanding you correctly, I think the Nuggets traded JaMychal Green and a future protected first round pick for Watson and two second round picks. If I understood what you said correctly. But I don't know the details of this trade.
I don't either. Okay, so trades are complicated.
Trades are super complicated and more complicated since the new rules that I talked about. Because now, like, if your whole payroll is above some level, your eyes are glazing. If your whole payroll is above some level, then you're like not allowed to like take on more money in a trade or something like that. It's so the rules are like, some very smart people don't understand these rules.
Who's overseeing the trades?
They say like the league can veto trades, or that's happened before, that the league can veto trades. Like
the Justice League.
Yeah.
It's just like people were like,
yeah, that's right. They didn't say the NBA league. It might be a team of superheroes.
Yeah.
The other thing, you might find this interesting, is that the protected first round pick, what that means is if a pick is top 5 protected, that means that if the Nuggets had one of the first 5 picks in the draft that year, the other team wouldn't get it.
Because it's protected?
Because it's protected. So that would like behoove the Nuggets to make that deal, because they might, those are really highly coveted picks. And they'll say, okay, we're giving you this guy and he's good.
Right.
But he's not good enough to justify like a number 1 overall pick in the draft. So we're going to protect it up to the 5th pick. But if we have the 6th or worse, then you get it.
Okay. That's still kind of, we should draw a diagram later.
Okay.
It's complicated.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Those are my questions.
Okay.
Now I want to talk about some players.
Yeah.
Okay. DeAndre Jordan. I really like him. I hope he's a nice guy. He's a vegan.
I was really surprised by that. He's enormous.
I know. Where does he get all the protein?
You think he was always a vegan?
He became a vegan because of the environment. It's like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why.
Good for him.
I know. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. Then I wanted to look up Peyton Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looks, I couldn't tell how old he was, but he looks really young. And so I was curious. And he graduated high school in 2021.
Yeah.
That was just young. A few years ago. Okay, so let me tell you about him because I looked up some things about him.
Yeah.
So he graduated high school in 2021 and he didn't get to play his senior year because school was online because of COVID.
No basketball.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that so sad?
Yeah.
He was a consensus 5-star recruit.
That's the most stars.
I think so.
Yeah.
And he was one of the top small forwards. So not a big.
No, not a big.
And the highest ranked player from California in the 2021 recruiting class. I think of high school players.
Right.
Then in July 2020, he committed to UCLA over a ton of other offers. And what I really like about him, and I don't know like how much coaching he got from like a parent, like an adult in his life, but like he was upfront with UCLA saying he was a one and done player. Like he was going to play his freshman year and then he was going to go see what happens with the NBA. And you know what happened? He got picked up right away.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's surprising because I don't think that would improve his options for which school he wanted to go to, right? There's kind of only downside to telling a school that other than being honest, which I support honesty.
Yeah.
I want to be clear about that.
Good. I'm glad. We've established that.
Yeah. I'm on the record.
Okay, good. Yeah, so he was selected. He was a first round pick in the 2022 draft by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, really? Wow.
Watson was selected by the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the 2022 NBA draft with the 30th overall pick.
Yeah. Does he play? Or is he the guy that was really excited to get in?
No, he was neither of those. He's not a starter, but he played.
Oh, yeah. Peyton Watson stats. Oh, so he plays like 25 minutes per game.
Good for him.
Yeah, that is good for him.
He could like listen to our podcast while he plays. And that would almost take up the whole time.
Or like the rest of the time while he's on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
He comes out and needs a break.
That's a better idea.
Hey, Peyton. There are so few players in the NBA
That play? Yeah.
Just in the scheme of things. Even like in football, there are so many positions and so many players that like in order to be a good team, everyone you pick in the first couple rounds at least of the draft need to be good. In basketball, it's like a really short list. Like it'd be very interesting to look at like
Is it like 15 players?
Yeah, but like most teams, it's like in the regular season, it's like maybe 8 or 9 that get regular time. 10 would be 10 would be a lot that get regular time.
How many players are there on?
I think it's 15. And then in the playoffs, it's even less. But him being the 30th overall pick, that like it's remarkable that he's getting that much time. It's even a first round pick. It's like no guarantee that they're going to be a contributor for a long time. It's just not a lot of positions out there.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Now I want to tell you what Hannah said.
Oh, good.
What did Hannah say? When I was watching this episode of the Nuggets, they talked about, they said December 15th is Mary Jokmas. And I put in my notes, like, look this up later. And then Hannah texted me like the next day and was like, do you know about Jokmas? And I was like, no, but I've heard of it. What is it?
Yeah.
So she said that December 15th is the day when Jokic became a starter. And they call it Jokmas because it's proximity to Christmas, I think.
Okay, I get that.
So it's like a Denver holiday. And then she also asked me, and this is not related, and I think it should be. So this is another thing that I would like to make happen.
Yeah.
So when Jokic was drafted, he was drafted during a commercial for the Taco Bell quesarito. Look,
Wait, okay, hold on. So like draft coverage.
Yeah, look,
they had gone to commercial.
Hannah sent me a picture.
Oh my gosh.
That was what happened when he was drafted. That it's just like, so somebody told me they keep the draft going on the ticker and like go through the commercials, and that Jokic was drafted during the quesarito commercial. And I think this should be the traditional food that people eat for Jokmas.
I agree. He's also number 15.
Wow.
So,
but also, do you think Taco Bell still sells a quesarito?
I'm going to go with no.
Probably not. And they should bring it back. It looks great.
Maybe it's seasonal.
Maybe they should bring it back for Jokmas or have it only in Denver.
Change the name, though. That doesn't scream Jokic.
But I don't know. Like, it's kind of special. It's got the name quesarito is right above.
Oh.
Jokic. I just feel like
they'd have to use that screenshot in every to make the connection really clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another thing Hannah told me about. Okay. She told me about Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
He loves Denver. This is her favorite player, by the way, because he loves Denver. He's very our team's glue guy. He's got the best dunks. Search YouTube for Christmas Day. Aaron Gordon dunks against the Suns. I did.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hannah. I watched it like 4 times. It was awesome. Quote, this is not a quote from Hannah. This is a quote from Jokic. He has that dog inside of him. Hannah says he's very sweet and chill, and he's helping raise his brother's kids after his brother died in a car accident last summer.
Oh, wow.
So
that's nice.
That's Aaron Gordon. She tried to send me something from Twitter where it was like either a picture or video of Aaron Gordon like walking home after the game, just like with the fans.
Oh, to his house.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. He loves Denver.
He was an interesting story, talking about like what it's like to be these guys.
Yeah.
And he was drafted by Orlando, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or he certainly like spent a lot of his early career in Orlando, and he was supposed to be like incredible, supposed to be like a number 1 guy on a really good team. And it like sort of never really happened for him there. And then, I'm sure that was really hard and he needed a reset, and he went to Denver where he fit in just beautifully with Jokic and Murray and apparently the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time for an MVP.
Oh, great.
So my MVP is the quesarito. I bet it's good for many occasions, not just Jokmas.
Merry Jokmas. I love that.
Do you have an MVP, even though you didn't watch this game?
We didn't talk a lot about the basketball in this game, but I think Jamal Murray had a sneaky little good game.
He did.
He might have scored in the mid-20s points wise or something like that.
He's back.
He's back. So I'll give him the MVP of this game.
I accept that.
Yeah.
Okay, LVP. Listen, I gotta go. Scott Hastings. Sorry, Scott, for saying birdie num num. No, it's not okay.
Yeah. Again, I agree. That was going to be my LVP for the announcing.
Okay, what'd you learn?
I have a tie for what I learned.
Okay, good.
That DeAndre Jordan's a vegan.
Yeah.
Which I'm shocked. And Aaron Gordon is raising his brother's kids.
Yeah. I tried to find more about that and I didn't, but I don't really know where to go on the internet yet. So I'll ask Hannah. What I learned was that jumping up with the ball and coming back down with it is traveling.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised about that. And I don't know, I learned about Jokmas, which seems like something I should know as someone from Denver.
Right. Did you have a confusing part?
I forgot about that. The most confusing part? I think the most confusing part was still the stuff about the draft because it's very complicated.
Yeah.
What was your most confusing part?
I'll go with the draft too, because I didn't really know what you meant about that trade for Watson. I don't know whose first round pick was protected.
Sounds very complicated.
Yeah. I heard Bill Simmons was talking today about how a lot of people are talking about how the NBA is not in a great spot right now. The interest in the game is high, but viewership is low. And he was saying that Caitlin Clark is something that the NBA doesn't have right. Like there isn't really anyone in the NBA that people are turning on games just because this person's playing it.
That surprises me because there are some really, really amazing NBA players.
It's true.
But is it because we're so it's saturated? Like there's so many games. The games are so long.
Yeah, that's part of the theory. We were talking about this and you were saying that it goes back to money, that everything was shortened this season because there's so much in stadium and TV rights money that happens. But it's sort of not really a problem right now for the NBA because they just signed this enormous TV deal for the next decade or so. But it is interesting that people will tune in just because Caitlin Clark is playing. Doesn't matter who she's playing against, where that game is, if it's regular, postseason, what they want to watch her play.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anyone in the NBA who's like nationally interesting that way.
I'm surprised Jokic seems to be. His numbers are
absurd.
Yeah, they're absurd.
I think part of it is that he's not American and like isn't resonating with fans in the way. 4 of the top 5 players in the NBA right now, I think I can confidently say are not American.
Who are the top 5?
Jokic.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic.
The guy on the Clippers?
Nope. The guy on the Mavericks. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I thought Giannis was American, just like Greek American. He's like Greek, like grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. What about Shai?
It's Canadian.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So in the top 5, we have LeBron James. Where's Sabonis from? Like, is he American?
I don't know. He may have been born here. His dad was not. I don't know. His dad was a great basketball player.
There you go.
From Russia or something.
Oh, the Kings. The Sacramento Kings. I thought that was a hockey team.
Los Angeles Kings are a hockey team.
Currently?
Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the Sacramento Kings?
Right down the road, up the road.
This is
shouldn't be allowed.
It shouldn't be allowed.
But anyway, they're wondering if these foreign players are just not resonating with American audiences the way that foreign players might.
Okay. I really don't understand California having routines called the Kings. That's my new most confusing part.
Yeah. I don't know why.
But also, look at me. I knew there was a hockey team called the Kings.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sporty. No.
Getting there.
Yes, I am. I talk about basketball all the time.
Authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2 games. I'm impressed.
Well, 1 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't ask the right question, but that because Anthony Edwards is like one of the people who's supposed to be the face of American basketball. Like,
Oh, like there was a quote that I was going to throw into the game. I was just going to like bleep out all of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a piece of work.
Yeah.
Not short on confidence.
But good for him.
Good for him.
Having that confidence. And he earned it. So
But you fell asleep for the final quarter of a game
I did.
that he was featured in.
Yeah.
Which is not a great sign that it wasn't exciting.
No, but yeah, that's true. Like if it had been Booker, whose first name I forgot. Devin Booker.
Yeah.
If it had been Devin Booker,
all in.
I probably would have stayed awake.
Yeah.
Because I would have watched him and been like, I wonder what he's thinking about.
Edwards is cute though. Not Booker level.
No, Booker is so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right.
Now we know. Okay.
Cool.
Now good job.
You too. Bye.
Bye.